Hello friends, this video on human reproduction part 6 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So now let us talk about the female external genitalia. That is the female sex organs which are externally exposed. That means the organs which you can they are also part of, in a way they are a part of female reproductive system and they can be seen externally. So what are those organs? This entire set of female genital organs which forms the external genitalia is also termed as vulva. So vulva is just one word for all these organs which together form the external genitalia for females. So what are these organs? The first one is the vaginal opening. Next is labia majora, labia minora, hymen, clitoris. So these are some of the organs which together form the vulva, that is the female external genitalia. Let us first talk about the vaginal opening. Now when I say vaginal opening is a part of the vulva but not the vagina, because vagina is the entire path which we were talking about just now, right? The birth canal, the entire empty space inside. So that is not a part of external genitalia because that is not externally seen. You just cannot see the inside space of the vagina. But the vaginal opening can be externally seen. So you can actually see this vaginal opening. So this opening which you see at the center, that is nothing but the vaginal opening. So since it can be seen from outside, so this is a part of vulva. Next is the labia majora and labia minora. So these are nothing but they are like fleshy lips around the vagina. So here you can see there are lip-like structure surrounding the vagina. So this one, the outermost one is labia majora, the outer one, and the inner one is labia minora. So where is the inner one? So this is the inner one. So the inner one is labia minora. So they just look like lips surrounding the vaginal opening. So outer layer of skin and fatty tissue. So the outer one, this layer is made up of skin and fatty tissue, and it is also covered with pubic hair. So hairs are also seen in this region. So a lot of hair in the genital region, and these hairs also develop during puberty. And labia minora is the inner folds of skin, so just surrounding in the immediate surroundings of the vaginal opening, you can see folds of skin. They are called labia minora. They can grow or change color with maturity. However, there are not much hair present here. So both of them are labia because both of them are they are kind of folds of skin which surrounds the vagina. So majora is the outer layer and minora is the inner layer. So there is one difference between the two. Next is the hymen. So what is hymen? It is a membranous flap. It is a flap-like structure which partially covers the vaginal opening. So this vaginal opening is partially covered by this membrane. So that is why when a sexual intercourse happens for the first time, there are chances that this hymen might break. And when the hymen breaks, there is a bleeding which happens through the vaginal opening. So now it is not necessary that the hymen will always break during sexual intercourse. It is also possible that if somebody is playing a lot of sports or doing a lot of exercises, so when a lot of pressure is exerted on this part, so hymen being a very thin membranous flap gets broken. So it is not necessary that hymen can be broken only during sexual intercourse. There are other activities also which can break the hymen. Next is the clitoris, and where is the clitoris found? So this portion here is the clitoris. So here if you see this structure, so this is clitoris. So what is it? It is a small flap of tissue which is located at the upper junction of two labia majora. So these were the two labia majora. This is one and this is another one, and this is the point where they get jointed. So this is the junction between two labia majora, and that junction is called clitoris. And the question is, what is the purpose of clitoris? It is the main source of sensations. Like for example, during sexual intercourse, there is some sort of feeling or some sort of sensations going within a female's body. So those kind of sensations arise from this point, that is the clitoris. So clitoris can sense those kind of sensations which happen during sexual intercourse. So all these parts together form the female external genitalia or the vulva. So now we have discussed the different parts of the female reproductive system. So let us quickly have a look at the various parts which we have discussed so far. So if you see the female's body, so you will actually see the reproductive system being located somewhere below the pelvic, near the pelvic cavity. So if you actually try to magnify this reproductive part of the female's body, you can actually see it this way. So let us quickly look at the different parts here. So here if you see this structure which you see here represents the uterus. So this pink colored structure which you see here is the uterus. Now the terminal or the narrow portion of the uterus is the cervix. So the cervix lies somewhere here. And then even below the cervix you have the vaginal part. So this is the vagina. So that is the birth canal. So this is vagina, and this opening here is the vaginal opening. So this is the vaginal opening. So this is the view from sideways. So this is the side view of the female reproductive system. So now this is about the uterus, cervix and vagina. Now what is this structure? This structure is the urinary bladder. So it is urinary bladder which helps to store urine. Now from the urinary bladder arises the urethra, so from which urine comes out of the female's body. So this is urethra. Like unlike male where you have the urine and the sperms coming out from the same urethra, but in case of females it is not like that. So there is one opening called, that is urethra, through which urine is passed out. There is the next opening, that is the vagina, through which the menstrual flow comes out or the menstrual bleeding happens. And then here you have another opening, that is the anus, through which the undigested food material comes out. So these are the three openings which are seen in a female's body. Right? So now here if you look at the external genitalia, so this is the vaginal opening and it has got the lips. So the inner layer is the labia minora. So this is labia minora, and the outer layer, this is this cream colored layer, that is labia majora. So those are the two layers or two parts of the external genitalia. So these are some of the important parts of the female reproductive system. So I hope now the structure of the female reproductive system is also clear. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.